by the time Idi Amin's friend, Gaddafi and Amin, and the Israelis came to break up the system, we had a common services that included, we had a common ports and harbors, common airways, common educational systems. We're moving to closer integration to monetary union. You see? So if we did this within about 4-5 years, you know, why should it take 4 decades for these guys to not move one to each other? They wanted to say thank you to somebody whom we should be asking questions and asking them to apologize. You want me to congratulate somebody from whom I demand an apology and an explanation? Sure, I leave.
Demand an apology from who?
Ugandans and Africans.
From who?
From the leaders of East African community.
The East African community members are the ones who are electing these people overwhelmingly.
They elect them.
They're electing them overwhelmingly.
No, these people who take themselves into positions. By the way, there's something that happened in Gongara of Tororo, my constituency man. Oh, here we are, tick, tick, president, tick, 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 president. You know, they're doing this opposite. And you should be ashamed. You put our people to the bush. Tick here for women. Okay, hello. No, don't come to this polling station. It's okay. It's scattered. Tick, 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 tick. You saw all those things. Some people try to say.
Don't say you saw. I did see. Me, I saw ballot boxes. I saw people lining up and voting.
You've never seen where they're ticking. Yes, yes.
Spy Uganda, the spy television, and Urubare. Why do you want to force me to put on red?
No, not forcing you, but you already have red. You're very smart.
I need to know that my designer had put on red.
Because this one would have brought it out.
Come on, remove this red from me. Me, I'm not a UPC man. Remove. The man is putting on red, they also put on red. Remove this red.
There's nothing you're going to do about UPC.
You have
UPC is here.
You have made these colors
African.
look like they are yours. Like someone thinks red, the moment you put on red.
They're saying they're African. They're African. When are you going to be proud of your African things?
No, I am proud already, but
Better be
when
proud.
you start attaching colors to your political...
When you begin to, you know, politics is also Africa. You know, by you beginning to reject African things, you remind me of, you know, those, yeah, my friend. You know, people who are rejectionists. Trump has got a wife who's from Eastern Europe. Yeah, Trump himself is an immigrant in America, and Bush calls him
From Mexico.
You know, whatever, I don't know. But
He's a Mexican.
and then they begin calling immigrants, this immigrants, that, whatever. Him and his other friend Netanyahu. So no, for us we are really sorry for you, a good guy. Those African colors, they're very smart on you.
The problem is you people trying to attach colors to your political parties. Red, UPC, no. Yellow, NRM, no. Some of us don't want to belong to any. So if you telling me that these are two thieves, you choose one.
Colors.
Which one is the best? I don't want any thief.
Colors are symbols of ideology, and I reject the idea that you can put NUP and NRA on the same line with UPC. I reject those guys.
Why?
No, because they're not.
UPC is using
they're political organizations. I don't
UPC
know. I know UPC as a political party, ideologically driven, progressive left, and red is a revolutionary color, and Sankara will be very sad with you. You know? Sankara will be very sad.
Yeah, you stop threatening me.
I'm not threatening you, I'm just calling you because you're my good brother. So, you know, revolutionary color, red,
You're manipulating
Sankara, you know, yes, you know.
When you talk about Sankara and you talk UPC, you want me to start attaching UPC with Sankara.
No, Sankara is a produce of UPC.
UPC?
Yes.
How?
Sankara is a
Was
produce.
UPC a political party in Burkina Faso?
No, Sankara is not a Burkinabe per se.
Yes.
Sankara, like me, is an African.
Yes.
Sankara picked the revolutionary things from the founding parents of African revolutionary in contemporary terms, the Nkrumahs, the Obotes, the Nyereres.
At the bottom, the Nkrumahs
And part of, one of the things that I think you risk, actually one of these days, determining that you're not Ugandan anymore. But what is the father of this country? So it's not good manners to reject your identity.
Joseph Ochieno Pintek, the permanent spokes, as you can hear him defending the dead man, the former president of Uganda, Milton Obote. is the permanent spokesman for the living and the dead, Milton Obote. But Joseph Ochieno, if it was not the bad behaviors of Joseph Jim Ochieno, the son, Ochieno would be the president of UPC, and I would be the minister of information, I think, or the PR of UPC. If you were the president of UPC,
the slot is still there. It is still.
I would be your minister of information.
I'll be delighted that some of these things become a reality soon. Yes.
Mm-hmm. She would run very well. Yeah. So Jim Ochieno has also, denied me a chance to serve in your government.
If only people got to know it from that perspective. Because sometimes, like when people are saying UPC Nyongo, they forgot.
What is Nyongo?
They thought they were targeting UPC, and clubbing for NRA and their dubious imperialist partners. But they're clamping for the sinking of hospitals, clamping for the sinking of schools, clamping for the sinking of railways. So UPC, in terms of what it did and it does and what it will do in the future, is very bad about it.
The hospitals, the police barracks, the road infrastructure that we found in Uganda, mainly we read history and we hear from people speaking, it is the works of Idi Amin, not Obote. That's what I hear. Mulago Hospital, the barracks.
You really want to rewrite history, don't you?
They say it is Amin.
Which history is that? History of this. There's some few historians who went to the bush, followed Museveni like a zombie, who just followed Museveni. So they followed Museveni, so they come out and let's go to Jankwanza. And then they really indoctrinated themselves. When I was in Makere, if you've not gone to Jankwanza, to be baptized by the Epstein kind of thing, you not go to teaching classroom. So unfortunately for the young ones, the history that you learned later in the 90s plus, were NRA history. Terrible history. So very misled.
So what did Obote leave behind? Because I've seen what Amin left.
70% of the current infrastructure across the country was built or founded by UPC 1 and or UPC 2. Public infrastructure. Put it from that context. Amin did not extend a single rail network. I don't know which road he extended or opened, in fact, possibly none. But Amin completed, of the 3 hospitals of UBC that Amin found, he completed one, meaning the completion found him there. Mulago Hospital, of course, is an error. International Conference Center, which NRA guys have sold to themselves. That one, you can credit to him. But it was part of the project. The guy who was managing it and who managed it is someone whom I met in the last one. It was an elderly gentleman, very fantastic public servant who worked on that, as a civil servant on that. Really beyond that, I don't know. But what Amin did not do, apart from mismanaging, he did not sell our public assets to dubious foreigners. He failed to manage them. So he failed to manage our transport bus services, our train services, our airlines. He failed to manage them to his credit. In any case, we had sanctions and against him. And we were fighting him, both from exile and from home, undermining him. But he did not do what was
you were undermining Amin.
Ugandans were undermining Idi Amin. Ugandans were undermining Idi Amin because we were fighting against him because, yes, we fought against Idi Amin as a dictatorship. We fought against Idi Amin and his friend Gaddafi, who these days, some Ugandans think is a good guy.
They also fought Obote as a dictator. They fought him off.
Let them come and, like Jesus said, let them come and put up their hands and compare Obote, Amin Museveni as dictators and Gaddafi. Put Obote there, put Amin there, put Gaddafi was a better dictator. Put Gaddafi Museveni there, put Obote there.
Me would vote Gaddafi.
Not possibly. What's the matter for your choice? For us, UPCs, we are Democrats. The only thing is that it becomes very contradictory. That you go ahead and vote for Gaddafi, who made Amin this perfect guy who went ahead and killed Bishop Moon. Tell us.
Joseph Ochieno.
The tea is very nice. Very nice.
I'm a good host. That one, that credit you should. And you are showing the camera, you are showing the audience as if you are taking dry tea. No, Mr. Ochieno, by the time we came on camera, you had finished something else. You had finished some banana, you had finished some egg,
No, in UPC you don't tell me the truth. I ate some banana which was nice, but the egg got delayed. The egg never came because of the incompetence of the Ugandan cultural system. Not your fault, but some system failed somewhere. But no, it's
people may think Irumba is only serving his guests tea without any. No, you ate something.
Because I'm an elder, I'm not going to argue too much.
Okay, let's get serious business. Commander Ochieno.
I say what we discussed was not serious.
It's serious business.
What we discussed was very serious.
Serious business. Yes.
70% of existing infrastructure in this country was built or founded by UPC 1 and or UPC 2. Amin added maybe 1%. Museveni by and large broke everything. The only thing that I saw Museveni the other day say, which you can give him credit to, is that under his regime, not because he took it from Ochieno, was a number of hills have expanded Kampala, the population of Kampala grew. And so he calls that his thing. So from that perspective, to be fair.
You have spoken something, yeah? Over the weekend I was in the areas there, those sides. I think now I have to be Museveni. Museveni one time said, if these people, my people are corrupt, they are stealing a lot of money, but they are investing it within Uganda, leave them. The only trouble is when they take it out. Last weekend there was those ends of Kira. Those ends of Kira. There is even
you saw stolen money.
There is even a place called Parliamentary Village. Have you heard of it?
No, I've not heard.
You go, Total.
Money.
Let me direct you. Do you know Total Kiwologoma, Kira?
No.
You
but
go,
I'll look for it.
Go to Kira. That road that drops into Gayaza Road and goes to Bayunga, but there is a place called Kiwologoma before you reach Nyungu Yamau. Have you heard of Nyungu Yamau?
Even though I don't know so much.
Before you reach there is a Total petrol station. There is Shell and then Total. Now Total, it is written on Kiwologoma Total. Opposite Kiwologoma Total, there is a signpost, big signpost, Parliamentary Village. Now, that place is mainly a project of members of parliament.
Stolen money?
I don't have evidence that it's stolen.
I'm asking.
Okay, you're asking, you're not sure. Okay, fine. Go there and see my friend.
Our money?
No, their money, they have worked. Their money, not your money. Their money. Those MPs have worked very well.
Like which one?
They have secured themselves in the village. Parliamentary village. Go there and see.
Well, Karamojong children.
Go there and see what they got for.
Well, Karamojong children who move and steal money are walking the streets of Kamoja. Karamojong children from Karamoja are walking the streets of Kamoja.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. But Ochieno, I have started realizing Museveni is a very wise man. He told him you can steal as long as you don't take out. Now, when you go there, when you take this Chanza, you go to Kungu, you go to Kira, you see the man's vision. Instead of stealing, you take out, you build your nation. Let people benefit.
How do you? So is it for free?
The houses? No, what about if you had money but you had nowhere to rent, to stay? You may have money, you don't have the service you want. Now they have provided accommodation, and soon accommodation will become cheaper in Uganda because everywhere now they are building apartments. They are no longer building these bungalows where they are wasting space. No, 5 apartments. So how many families are going to stay there? That's the problem.
I am an economist.
Yes, sir. I know.
Building from stolen money.
But do you have evidence that they are stolen money? These members of parliament are earning a lot of money.
You're the one who told my viewers,
our viewers,
that Museveni is saying,
our viewers,
that steal, go steal.
As long as you can take out.
Put them here and make the poor people from north of Chira see and then they admire. Let them also go ahead and become car thieves, whatever, jack vehicles, get money to use it for paying for their rent. That's development. The other day I met a group of recent graduates. One of them graduated in the most recent cohort, did a major beautiful course. Another one graduated the other academic year, coincidentally, they're still walking the street. Another one graduated 3 years before the other one. So the three of them, nobody has got a public service job. And all of them need professional courses.
Yeah, it's possible because how many universities do we have in Uganda? Very many. Every year, they are releasing students. So,
Do you know that?
Now we should stop crying for I have not been employed by somebody.
It's not about
After your graduation, become an employer, be a job creator.
You speak like this.
That's the main thing.
You speak like Museveni's assistant.
No, I'm not. But
That lady.
you have been educated so that you can come out and find solutions to human problems. Now you don't come and start looking for a job as if you're completely uneducated. Then what is the use of education?
No.
You must create solutions.
The problem with you sometimes is, and I don't want it to influence your viewers, is that you attack the victims. It's the role of government to create an enabling environment in which people, including people who could innovatively go ahead and create jobs to start from somewhere. It's only in this country where they abuse unemployed people. It's only in this country where they abuse graduates. You know? Government should train people so that by the time they come out, they are able to build onto knowledge plus skills, build onto internship, build into careers, and those who are innovatively independent, determined that they want to create jobs for themselves, have ability and also capacity to do so. For example, if it means that the young man is going to go innovative on tech, you know, he has access to mentorship, he has got access to apprenticeship, he has access to an industry-based setting, he's got access to credit, he's got access to a regulatory framework, he's got access to a possibility that in the event that he's able to borrow, for argument's sake, 10 million Uganda shillings, he's not borrowing it dubiously, but you know, that money is secured. And that whatever few people he's able to go and employ, there are systems in place for which those who don't come are quite deputy thieves. In a system today where at every stage you're bribing someone up, and including the lecturer, and I was at a major national university that I'm not going to talk about, where a lecturer tells me, it's important you raise this. A senior lecturer told me that currently they're doing projects in 2 other African countries. I don't want to narrow down to the person. And he's finally hoping to do one final one, another place. And this guy, I use guy for both man and woman, says that the visits he's made in this other African country, they're not major named African countries, by the way. He finds professors who attract grants for projects in universities and institutions in millions. But those professors will not change cars. Those professors will not change their dressings. You know, the nearest those professors will have is possibly a symbol that maybe building at a particular institution named after them, actually, things like that. And that professor may have brought it to grants from the state of Caesar. That professor can count to you that they got scholarships for series of students in the lifetime of the last, say, 5 years, every academic year. That professor will tell you that at National University or a particular university, you know that of every 50% who graduate with a bachelor's degree, say 25% go for masters. Of the 25%, another 20% of that 20% go to do PhDs. These are modest African countries where systems work. Not this Republic of Kenya. Here you know what will happen. a grant comes of $1 million, you know how it's going to be shared.
Oh.
A grant comes and of course some of this is going to go to Parliament Village. A grant comes and did you get what I'm saying? So this is the mess. This is the mess that.
I've given you an example.
This is the mess that ended.
Now you're using it to hit at the guy.
It's really not at the guy. No. This guy I really praise them, and I see them as the future. These guys, in the event that UPC becomes a government soon, these are the people whom I would like to see becoming chancellors of national universities, not these other ones who don't want youngsters to protest just over Trump and Netanyahu, bombing the Persians as if they're their cattle in Kisoji.
Mr. Ochieno, the man who owns Kisoji farm, who legally bought it and is grazing his cattle, the man who legally owns Kisoji farm was last week in Kenya, and he was again elected as the chairman of the East African community. This same man, powerful man, after winning the election of Uganda by 70-something%, 71, 72? 78%, 78, most powerful man in Uganda so far, is still the chairman of NAM, Non-Aligned Movement. He's the president of a very powerful country in East Africa because his armies are in the entire region, serving selfless causes, Pan-African causes. They are in Somalia. Some time ago they were in Tanzania. When there's a problem in Kenya, they are alert. In Congo they are there. In Sudan they are there. South Sudan they are there. This is a powerful man. Now he has been given the mandate even now to take on the mantle of the chairmanship of the East African community.
You did think Sankara was clapped for that guy?
I will first congratulate him. Let him first ask him to. You be humble, and congratulate the man.
Sankara?
I'm talking about Museveni, not Sankara. Congratulate the man, then we go to the next question.
For what?
He has been elected as the chairman of ESC, he's the chairman of NAM, he's the president of Uganda.
This man,
that was the wide congratulations.
This man took our boys to Somalia on behalf of Uganda.
Okay, first begin by congratulating him, then you can make your point.
I actually want Mr. Museveni and the entire team to
His Excellency the President.
I would like Mr. Museveni and his team, meaning his colleagues, to apologize to East African citizens that we gave these countries names and national flags, meaning we citizens of the sub-region. And for me as UPC, that UPC together with the CCM and KANU, we founded the East African community, built foundations for these organizations. Thanks to Gaddafi and Idi Amin and their other competing partners, the community collapsed. When the community was revived, these guys, instead of building on the foundations of our founding parents, they started using East African community for their personal and self-interests. They've now brought in Congo, which Congo is doing deals with Trump, and over Rwanda, and money and gold and roads. Whatever is happening within there itself is not what East Africans would do. I have not seen Mr. Museveni come up and say whatever happened about the deals between Trump and Chikesedi is unacceptable. I've not seen Mr. Museveni saying what Kagame and Chikesedi are doing, over our peoples is unacceptable. That cannot be the East African leaders that I clap for. Ruto has his own deals, Museveni has his own deals, the other two have their own deals. They're basically using the names of our nation states. So why congratulate Mr. Museveni? You find the system and you break it. And I wanted to congratulate you because you're now coming back to smoothen it.
Mr. Ochieno,
yes, sir.
All this way you took building your point, you were looking for a way of refusing to congratulate President Museveni. You were building an argument not to congratulate him. I thought you were building an argument to find relevance in his leadership?
I find it very difficult to find relevance, that just...
I gave you space thinking
Yes,
you're building a point to...
but that justifies the completely anti-African stance these leaders have taken with our region. By today, at the pace in which the East African Community was founded, in 1967, by today we would already be having a complete government of Africa. So we would not be talking about 7 nation states, one of whom, 3 of them whom the president is not even turn up, the leaders don't even turn up, 2 who are fighting against each other, one where Uganda and Rwanda is effectively occupying, and then the others where you don't even know the name of their president, others you don't even know the name of their speakers, and you want me to congratulate those people? When Nkrumah and Obote were so anxiously impatient that as early as maybe by 1970, if possible, they wanted to see one government of Africa. At the moment, you cannot even see a possibility of having a symbolic leader of East Africa. Museveni is the oldest person who should... By the way, that's one of the reasons why I have war with him in this sense. I feel very disappointed because he used to... He told untruths to Obote and Nyerere, oh, I'm a Pan-Africanist. So meaning, he more than all these other ones should have been much more committed to making the reality of the East African community has it. Instead, he used it for his purposes and their other friends. Number 2, he has been the longest there, from the founding of the community until today. Can you tell me what thing he did? Can you tell me what he said no to Tanzania? In any case, the second last time he was there as chairman, he was being blamed by Tanzanians for causing some of these other things. Part of the commons, as the common part of the common treaty, the other thing was that we should have uniform question of term limits.
That is the political integration.
Yes, the question of term limits.
Political integration.
Indeed, the question of term limits blocked us moving closer. And at the time of all countries, Tanzania was insisting on term limits. Tanzania was insisting on term limits. And who blocked the term limits? NRA and Mr. Museveni.
In Tanzania? In Tanzania?
No, here, because we don't have term limits. We don't have because that's it means have a common agenda and common treaties. So you see, we believe in term limits as a sub-region, and maybe we believe in rule of law, parliamentary system, parliamentary democracy. This African community, Ruto should not have been congratulating Museveni unless he was confident that Mr. Museveni won the elections. Mr. Museveni and Ruto should not have been keeping quiet when Riek Machar is behind bars. They should not have been keeping quiet when the Rwandan forces are almost suddenly occupying Congo. And Ruto and Salva Kiir should not have told Mr. Museveni, I'm not having tea with you unless you withdraw Ugandan forces in Congo. The East African community was really about the common agenda. This African community that my president and my party and Nyerere and Kenyatta to an extent built was one in which by the time Idi Amin's friend Gaddafi and Amin and Israelis came to break up the system, we had a common services that included, we had a common ports and harbors, common airways, common educational systems. We're moving to closer integration in terms of monetary union. You see? So if we did this within about 4 or 5 years, why should it take 4 decades for these guys to not move 1 inch? And they want to say thank you to somebody whom we should be asking questions and asking them to apologize. You want me to congratulate somebody from whom I demand an apology and an explanation? Sure, I
demand an apology from whom?
Ugandans and Africans.
From
the leaders of the East African community.
The East African community members are the ones who are electing these people overwhelmingly.
They're
electing them overwhelmingly.
No, these people who take themselves into positions. By the way, there's something that happened in Gongara of Tororo, my constituency, man. Oh, here we are, tick, tick, president, tick, 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 president. They're doing this opposite. And Mr. Museveni You should be ashamed. You took our people to the bush. Think careful. Women are okay, hello. No, don't come to this police station, it's okay. It's scattered. Tick, 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 tick. You saw all those things. Some people try to say,
don't say you saw, I did see. Me, I saw ballot boxes, I saw people lining up and voting.
You've never seen where they're thinking, yes, yeah.
I saw free and fair elections.
So the only thing you saw was my friend Tanga saying 60, 90. That one you saw. That's the primary.
That was primary.
The NRA, but that one you saw.
That one I saw.
But with the real NRA thing for
I saw free and fair.
But did you hear about it?
Free and fair is what you saw.
You was quiet and you don't even hear about it.
Okay. So now, my elder, the challenges you are talking about is the reason President Museveni has come back as chairman.
He came back to rescue the masses.
He's coming to realign these issues. You're laughing.
Is that what
it's a serious matter. We are discussing serious matter. You're laughing.
No. I am.
President Museveni, chairman of NAM, president of Uganda, for the last 40 years, now going to 45. They have seen the leadership skills in him, the experience. But you know why you're laughing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes.
We're going to be serious.
I'm very serious.
45 years
yes.
of experience, if you had the job.
So powerful leadership, yeah?
Experience.
Or experience for delivery. Experience is relative. It can be experience of destruction, yeah?
This is steady progress. Protecting our
Tell that to the children of Atiak. Tell that to the citizens of Kasese. Tell that to the people of Mukura. Tell that to the people who used to own shares around the streets of Kampala. Tell people who know what happened in Uganda Commercial Bank. Tell people who used to use trains using Uganda Railways. Tell people who used to have free education like I used to. Tell them. And tell people whose parents and others, relatives, dear ones, are dying, to accident spots and roads and rail networks and homes. Because there's no medicine, local government facility. Tell them and we clap. Tell them. Go experience.
President Museveni has come to realign the total commitments and the primary objectives of the East African
It would
community.
be very nice, yes, if you did.
Number one, all the things that they are doing, the free trade area, the free movement of products and services in the East African community. All those we are building up to the ultimate primary objective, political integration. That East African community should have one president. Then the rest of the presidents in these East African community countries should be governors. Then building from these regional blocks, ECOWAS, which has collapsed now, there's EAC, that one is of West Africa, Southern Africa. This one of East Africa, West Africa. Then from the regional blocks, they now come to the ultimate mission of having one government, one president of Africa, so that we create one country called Africa. So Museveni is one of the pillars in the background to build from the regional pillars that will feed into the continental one president dream of the Kwame Nkrumah that we are talking about. So President Museveni and the late Gaddafi, we are very much interested in having a United States of Africa with one government, one president. The rest of the countries, they are going to elect governors. Just like it is in the United States of America. So I am glad that Museveni has now come back to finish this dream of him and Gaddafi and the Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and so on that.
And Milton.
Okay, you can add him.
No. You say and Milton.
You can add him there, Milton. Add him.
Or Milton, as you say it, yes.
If that makes you happy.
No.
Okay. So, first of all, I wanted you to see what these regional leaders are looking up to. Museveni now is going to join hands with the other regional leaders to finally start organizing for a United States of Africa, because Museveni has been very vocal in advocating for Pan-Africans. I hope I am correct here, sir.
No.
I'm not.
You cannot be a Pan-Africanist and you break Africa. You cannot be a Pan-Africanist.
Museveni has been uniting Africa. That's why his army, his UPDF is in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan. Every country that gets a problem in Africa, they all end up here in the State House in Table. They come here to seek
eat our money,
to seek knowledge and get solutions.
Knowledge for how to stay in power for 45 years.
No.
Yes.
How to stabilize their countries.
Stabilized by
been here. Dagalo has been here.
No, you think that is a big
Who came here to seek knowledge from Obote when he was president? Who came here to seek knowledge from Obote?
Oliver Tambo, Mandela, those groups, those are great guys, man. Stop comparing Obote with the mess that we're having today. Look, you cannot talk East African integration when you invade and occupy an African country. You cannot say that you're somebody who's seeking African integration when you serve the interests of others to break others. By the way, there's certain other things that I hold back to because they're too sensitive. And then there are also certain other things that if I say, they would cause diplomatic issues between Uganda and some other countries. But I know some of the intelligence in some of those countries know these things. Where so you cannot be used to cause destabilization in another African country. And moreover, that African country is trying to progressively push an Africanist agenda. And they're trying to break him into seeking regime change in that country. Why? Because that country is pushing an anti-imperialist position. So you cannot boast about it that way. Look,
that should be America that is doing that.
I don't know, but I can tell you that if it's America or whatever, and then you're willing, you go ahead and serve their interests, that is terrible. And that is what has been happening in Kampala. Look, America invaded Iran, and Kampala is quiet. America invaded Iran, and the African leaders are quiet. America invaded Iran, and the NAM leader is quiet. America invaded Iran and break up these places. And we don't see that it's urgent for us to come together as a region and as a continent, so that we mobilize our resources to strengthen our nation states independently, to strengthen our region independently, to strengthen our continent, so that the resources from Congo, resources from Uganda are able to be used for building capacity in our continent, so that our youngsters can also learn how to manufacture drones, that are able to power missiles that hit our South Africa should we be under threat. Instead, we just say, don't mention it, don't mention it. Because we are keeping quiet because of South Africanism. This guy's a coward. I'm saddened.
Who is a coward?
I'm shocked.
Who is a coward?
I'm shocked that what I saw as a young student, all the way in primary school, that I would reach this age and I don't have leaders in Africa who are going to bounce and say, no, that is wrong.
Museveni has spoken. Maybe you've been away from Uganda. Museveni spoke last, but let me tell you what he said. He said, these countries are fighting. All of them are my friends. America is my friend. Israel is my friend.
Iran is
my friend.
So
these are my friends.
Could you translate?
What I can tell you is you should stop fighting over religion. That's the advice I can give all of you, my friends. Stop fighting over religion. Then number two, I am advising you, please allow the two-state solution. Let Israel be and let Palestine be. The chairman of now has spoken. So what you are saying is a coward. What do you mean is a coward? You did not listen to him?
So that is speaking.
Yes.
That is the Africanist position.
Yes.
Okay, you are our friends, all of you are friends,
Yes.
Stop fighting.
Yes. Yes. Hey.
Okay.
So what's wrong with that statement?
That is a very wise
Wise counsel.
Wise counsel from 40 years of experience. Yes.
Stop fighting you people. Please allow each one to live. Two-state solution.
And don't
all of you
leave
are my friends.
Leave me alone because I'm your friend.
All of you are my friends. I don't want to take sides because all of you are my friends. All of you love me equally.
And please don't
but
sanction.
I advise that all of you should coexist.
And please don't sanction me.
I did add it. I can't stop adding words in somebody else. He did say that.
Okay. No, you're not telling me what he said.
He did not say that. I have not said that. He said it. So, tell me what more do you want from the NAM chairman?
No, NAM chairman did a fantastic job.
He
did a fantastic job. Wow. That was courageous. That was clear. That's leadership. Non-aligned movement due.
This is right.
Good. No further questions.
But now, Trump is just something that is actually finishing Iran.
And you people are clapping.
No, leave that.
His friends are
whether
clapping.
I'm clapping or not. Do you see Trump really finishing Iran?
I don't expect Iran, the land of 6,000 years civilization, to go anywhere soon. Unfortunately, what Trump has got capacity of doing using excess imperialist capitalist money with extreme Zionist advice, pushed by a club of Epstein guys, is to kill as many Iranians and Persians as possible. Now, I don't think that's anything to just think about. Like NRA guys said those days that the way they killed the Kwena people. All those ones, they came like this and whatever, and we waited for them. And they came into a straight line. And then when they were reading whatever, and then we started, we massacred, we really massacred those chaps.
We really did a good job.
We really,
good job.
Did you get the point?
Some soldiers even were given ranks
Extremely
for doing a good job.
Extremely distressing.
Some soldiers earned the ranks for execution. Good job.
Extremely distressing. So I'm a pacifist. So sometimes I wonder, and sometimes we wish this thing stays on. But one thing which is interesting is the fact that Iranian missiles can still enter Israel, and some of my Jewish friends can go to the bunker in fear and recognize that actually this thing is coming up the sky. It's a very nice experience, So I hope that many more of these things goes into the minds of the Israeli citizens and people who support them, including those who support them blindly, get to recognize that whatever the Netanyahu regime, and the Trump regimes are subjecting the Middle East is not nice. And that is not only nice in terms of the loss of lives, but in terms of damage to infrastructure and implications of the economies. Oil prices, including here in Kampala, airfares, including here in Kampala, a sense of insecurity and uncertainty. But amidst all this, I hope Gulf nations come to the realization that their common agenda is their common destiny, and that the ideology that is of import is unity. And that I hope that our friends in Israel also recognize that beyond the dogma of Zionism, there should be a realistic appreciation of what Jesus left behind. That although I understand the Jews are a privileged race where God, that all of us acquired that when Jesus shed blood for all of us. So that generally, in principle, we're all human. And that the best thing to do is to de-escalate and come to the realization that Palestine, the original land, is one that belongs to all, just like our Kwara brother the other day was reminding people of Tororo that Tororo belongs to all of us. And so Palestine belongs to all people who live there and live there, including different civilizations. But that if you want to politicize it because you want much more specific identity, in any case, Israel today already has people who are non-Jewish as citizens. What had been fought for and agreed was as part of the Oslo Peace Accord was two states where Palestine as a nation state and the peoples live side by side with Israel.
You agree with President Museveni on this note?
No, Museveni likes semantics. So that is the nearest realistic start. But what Netanyahu regime has done recently is war crimes, to go and raise down Gaza and the rest of the other occupied territories, something that they continue to do now, to cause terror and havoc in Lebanon, notwithstanding the arguments that they say that Hezbollah forces in Lebanon are a threat to Israel. And of course, if you want to break the back of other people, they'll respond. In any case, Hezbollah was responded to the unilateral illegal attack on Iran, including specifically the unprecedented, extraordinary assassination of an Iranian leader. I do God, but I'm also Christian. So I have no relationship with any direct Islamic leader, but I don't think even a witch doctor, including these ones who influence some of the people who steal Mabati in town, I'd want them killed.
How are you bringing them?
No, because I'm simply, Mabati is a terrible thing, man. Mabati is a terrible thing. Anybody who goes to steal Mabati from amongst the most marginalized people, from Karabonja and others, those people should be ashamed, man. They should be ashamed. They should be ashamed. Yes.
They're very disappointed.
No, by that I feel very strong about it. And as I said, for me, every time I pass traffic lights, whether it's in Akawa, in the Ginger Road, and one day there you see these little children. Some people say, oh, they're being coached to come into the spiritual child. Whatever the case, whatever the circumstance, you would not see such a nonsense under UPC administration. But in any case, if they're being coached, they're being coached.
You didn't have street kids, did you?
No, we had very few. The Reverend Dr. The Reverend Dr.
You had.
Okay, let me contextualize. They will be street children if there's no safety nets. In other words, some women, some girls will give birth and throw away children. Some people will give birth and then they don't have capacity to look after them. The children end up in the streets. But those are the smaller numbers than whatever is happening at the moment. That's what I'm trying to say.
Really, the population has grown instead of the problems are not. More population, more problem. Let us appreciate.
Appreciate what? You cannot be an economy that has grown plus over 40 years, and you have incapacity of addressing root causes of children migrating.
We are managing. What was the population of Uganda during that?
It was about, we left about 10 to 11 million, at the moment about 44 million.
Now about 50 million.
But you have...
Uganda has not expanded.
No, you have had 40 years of boasting, including free money, including some money that is being sent. But Betty Camille said it, within the first 20 years of NRA rule, the amount of money that IMF and World Bank and all these Museveni friends gave to Uganda was more than at any other time since independence. And some of this money was being brought to buy them and to buy spaces and to buy your future.
My future?
Yes, because if, because the imperialism, that's how imperialism works. If Uganda, one of the things they're trying to do in Iran, the regime change they want in Iran is to make sure that Iran is ruled by friends of Epstein in Washington. And that World Bank and IMF controls their future. That's basically the ideology. So here they did it like that, so they came and told the guys to sell off everything UPC had bought and built for you.
EPC.
Yes. And then what does it mean? It means that, so right now, yeah, because that's true. Because right now, none of us here can get headache and say we're going to walk down and lock the government health facility. No. And me and you at this material time, at least for me, I have Nagongara girls. But in terms of boys, for me, none of us has got an obvious government primary school where we can say, okay, my child has started school, like for me and my grandchildren, that there is that school that I'm going to take a government primary school, where I know there's a guarantee they're going to go and pass excellently like I did. They're not there. Why? Because even basic education has been massively privatized. Everything has been privatized in this country. The only thing that we're sort of breathing a bit, which hasn't yet been privatized, is our air. But even that has been compromised because it's massively polluted. Think about it. And the pollution, yes.
Air pollution.
Kampala is the most polluted capital city in the world. In this last year, but one stats, I don't know what the latest stats is. I'll be very surprised if it's been improved by 2. Now, if it improves by 10, it will still be the 10th worst in the world. Now, that's not a record to climb over.
Comrade Ochieno, let us see, we've come to the end of today's show. Do you have anything left to discuss?
I want to tell you that the last time UPC left government,
UPC is
yes.
what we are ending with.
Yes.
We started with UPC.
Yes.
UPC.
The last time UPC left government, we left a surplus.
Surplus of what?
I was just reading some
surplus of sacks of beans?
Budget surplus. In 1985, we had a budget surplus.
Like there was a lot of money.
We had a surplus, and if only your producer was listening, because he's younger than you, we had a budget surplus of $30 million US.
Left in the coffers?
No, as a surplus, our budget at the time, meaning we provided for everything, In the budget surplus, there's budget deficit. Budget.
You have provided for everything and you have made with some balance.
Some balance of that.
Today, instead we borrow to satisfy our needs.
Precisely.
We have borrowed and overborrowed.
And then this
now there are countries that even are saying, Uganda, we cannot give you more before you pay this one.
And then
we have reached a level whereby we have nothing else left to borrow about. Because everything else that those borrowers will think, if they don't pay me, they will take this. They have already taken.
Budget surplus of $30 million, economic growth projection of 6%. Now, why I'm telling you that is that then when Museveni's friends, the Okellos, came in and DP's friends came in, they fought amongst themselves over the 6 months. So Museveni all the time says they inherited the broken economy. Of course, there's confusion that 6 months. So that's the conclusion I want to make.
Okay.
That look, if you have clear leadership, you deliver. We have delivered in 4.5 years. If you have clear leadership as a continent and as a sub-region, and if there's clear leadership and the intent on the settlement community, we can turn around this mess, including why we have South Sudan or whether or not it's the member of the settlement community, what we can achieve with this. And it's important we do it as a community, very urgent. The East African community needs to succeed today more urgently than when we founded it. The reason, and I'm not taking you around, the impunity with which Netanyahu and Trump have launched their illegitimate war of aggression on Iran is to up-speed their resolve and determination to fully control the world. Now, Africa's response cannot be sweet mouth talk like what Comrade Museveni is talking about. It has got to be action. And that is why, in my last word conclusion, I am shocked that to date, I have not heard of any university in Uganda where students have mobilized, I keep repeating that, to demonstrate against US-Israeli aggression against Iran. That tells you how bad we are.
This is to the entire continent, because I've also not heard in any other part of the world.
And then gets worse.
And on that note, Comrade Joseph Ochieno Pintek, the permanent spokesman for the living and the dead Milton Obote, former president of the Republic of Uganda, I want to thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you for having me, and may God bless this country, and may God bless this continent, and may God forgive the people who keep on abusing, using, and abusing it.
Mention one man that will let God forgive. One national leader that will let God forgive.
There's so many.
I said one, yes, there are many. One national leader that will let God forgive in Uganda. Mention one and we go.
May God.
One. National leader.
God forgive all these rulers who brought about this
I
country.
said one, sir.
There's so many.
I have said one, Ochieno.
God, I give you Amin and I give you Museveni.
I said one.
Please forgive them.
Who are who? I said one. Amin is already dead, so even if you don't forgive him, so what?
Oh.
Hey.
But there's only one ruler.
So
Don't you want
what
to cause problems?
So what? Okay, fine. Mention one nationally. I said one. Forgive this person.
If I say Bessie, what do you cause trouble?
No. Why you talking?
In
fact, we wanted to go and pray for him in
and what happened?
Remember?
What happened? I didn't see you there.
The Archbishop of Uganda said, no, you wait.